Yadadai dai dai. Yadadai dai 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 dai. Yadadai yai 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 dai dai. Yadadai dai. Yadadai dai 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 dai. Yadadai dai dai. Yadadai dai dai. Yadadai dai 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 dai. Yadadai dai dai. Yadadai dai dai dai. Yadadai dai 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 dai. Yadada ho. Yadadai dai 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 dai. Yadada ho. Yadadai dai dai. Yadadai dai 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 dai. Yadadai dai dai. Yadadai dai dai dai. Yadadai dai 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 dai. Yadada ho. Yadadai dai 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 dai. Yadadai dai dai. Yadadai dai dai dum. Yadai dai 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 yahidam. Shabbat Shalom, welcome back. A simple change of location. Just go from one place to the other, just how it goes. And so we're here to close out officially, to close out our last day of the Omer, which was day 31, this current day before we count again. And so we're closing out this day with simple gratitude for moments that we've experienced in this day. Looking forward to what else might be for tomorrow. But in this moment, we're closing out day 31 together. With gratitude, perhaps you can call to mind 2 things that you're grateful for. Or maybe you can't in this moment, but we can think about it. That we close each day grateful for something. So many families have traditions where they sit at the table and they say what they're grateful for, what was something good in this day. Some people, when they're putting their kids to bed at night or before they retire for the night, they call to mind things that perhaps are worth our gratitude. Linda, there you go. There's gratitude right there. You just got out of a lovely Friday night service. How wonderful that is to be in community, whether virtually or in person, how awesome that is. And so to close the night with gratitude, and then also to remind ourselves, you know what, there's forgiveness that needs to be for ourselves, for others, in order to move forward to the next day, that sometimes we just need to get out of our own way to even forgive ourselves for whatever it is that we're holding on to and harboring, festering, all of that stuff, so that we can be truly able to say, I'm ready for the next day. Which brings us to this moment, which is readying ourselves for this day. And so, for the sake of unification, for the sake of becoming one kahal, one group of people, with the presence and the awareness of what it is to show love, to feel love, to share love. In this moment of time, we say, Hineni, here I am. Here I am, prepared to take on this mitzvah, to take on this commandment, but to take on this deed of doing for myself in order to do for the world. And so, as it's written, we are counting. We are doing our work of 7 complete weeks of 7 days. And so we're here counting, counting, counting as we bring an offering, but the offering is not the wheat or sheaf offering of then. It's an offering of self, a new gift of ourselves that we're offering in connection to the mystery that is. And so may the delight, may the goodness of mystery, may the goodness of God, may the goodness be upon us. May our work be supported. May our hands and hearts be uplifted as we bring forward and forth, as we do the work on ourselves. So too should we bring the work of our hearts, of our souls, of our spirits forward with us. And so, the blessing for counting of the Omer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ruach haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat haomer al sfirat haomer al sfirat haomer al sfirat haomer. Blessed is the mystery that flows through time and space. You infuse us with holiness. Hayom shenayim u'shloshim yom shehem arba'a shavuot ve'arba'a yamim LaOmer. This is the start of the 32nd day, totaling 4 weeks and 4 days of the Omer. Day 32. And so hold on a second, I gotta just change my screen so we can see. Day 32 is where we are. And this is what we have left. And so we've done a lot of work. A lot of work together, a lot of time spent together, a lot of checking in and a lot of counting on each other. So what is this day all about? It's a good question. It's fair. We are still in the week of Hod. We're in the week of simplicity. We're in the week of humility. We're in the week of gratitude, awe, glory, admitting whatever that may be that we're admitting. Depends on who we are and what moment we're in and what company we're in. And though in this week of Hod is, God willing, in the presence of gratitude, being in the presence of oneness, being in the present, in the moment in time, and being able to give thanks, opening to each moment, whatever the moment brings, good, bad, indifferent, but to show up for ourselves in that moment, how important that is. So today is Netzach Shebahod. Netzach, as a reminder, is the persistence, the perseverance, the confidence, the endurance that we need to get from moment to moment. And so this is one of those, not my favorite. I'm not really sure why. I don't know. Something about the week of Hod is not my favorite week, but I'm doing the work of the week. It's a lot of sitting and feeling. Sometimes I like sitting for a second, but mostly doing. I feel like sitting and observing, feeling sensations in your body, it's important. And so the weeks that, or the days that we don't like the most are probably the days that we need to do most. Isn't that how that works? So humility. What is this idea of Hod, humility? Netzach Sheba, Hod, endurance within the presence, endurance within humility, endurance within simplicity, endurance within that which is gratitude and awe. The mystery calls, I will give you the good sense. I will fill you with light so that you can discern the best path to travel. I'm going to give you what you need to go where you're going. You're going to give me the endurance I need just because we're within your presence, says Psalm 32:8. A psalm maybe that we skip over often, but I like it a lot. I'm going to read it again, share it again. The mystery calls, I will give you the good sense. I will fill you with light so you can discern the best path to travel. I give you the skills you need. I give you the light. I give you all that you need so that you can move from this place with persistence, with perseverance, with gratitude, with ambition, with endurance to get where you need to go, to be in the present, within my presence. It's pretty good, I would say. Listening for wisdom, for knowledge, for awareness, that helps us to know when it's time to be still and when it's time to step forward. Listening for wisdom, for knowledge, for awareness. to know when it's time to act, when it's time to push forward, when it's time to stop, and when it's time to take a step back. Watching for the signs that show us how to respond effectively to whatever the moment calls for. Watching for the signs. Sometimes we're so quick to act, we're so quick to open our mouths, we're so quick to react. But sometimes we just need a second, just need a moment. Someone texted me this week, and I was instantly annoyed by this communication. Actually, I was more than annoyed. I was angered by this message. It doesn't happen often, but when it happens, I wanted to go directly back. I didn't even, while I was reading it, my fingers were on the keys ready to text something back. And I thought to myself, I happened to be teaching, I thought to myself, nope, then they win. I'm going to let it digest. Just let it stew for a little while. And then perhaps my response will be whatever it is at that moment. Sometimes we just need to watch for the sign that says, how will this be most effective? Do I respond? Do I act? Do I open my mouth in this moment? Do I hold for a second? Do I actually take a step back and wait a minute? Watching for those signs are sometimes really difficult because we just want to step forth right away. We get in that attack mode. But a lot of that doesn't work when we think about endurance, right? Because then the flame goes out and then what? The anger, the rage, the excitement, the joy, the happiness, whatever it is, doesn't matter the emotion that it is, but we can't have unlimited endurance. It just doesn't work that way. And so when we're limited, because even though we think eternity in Netzach, you can't reach eternity in earthly body by burning the fuse too quick. It's got to be paced. You got to pace yourself, right? Humility also should not, being humble, the week of Hod, being humble, having humility, also comes with a price tag. Like you have to have the endurance that it's going to take you, your worth, your self-worth, or your worth that others see in you, is something that also can't be in a flash. It has to be observed, it has to be felt, it has to be used, it has to be experienced. So humility also should not come across as weakness to someone else. You know what? Oh, they're going to just take it for what it is, at face value. Oh, forget it. They won't even get excited about it. Whether it's a good excitement or not such a good excitement. Oh, they're so humble, it doesn't even matter to them. Humility, Hod, humility, should not be something that people see you as passive, passé, less than, weak. We have to find a balance between that which is ambition and confidence. We have to realize that it's possible to be humble with assurance, to realize that our own contributions enhance, and the contributions of others don't need to diminish our own. It's to find the balance between that. That someone else's strengths, someone else's ambitions don't need to bring ours down. Rather, we can both be here. Because if we're both here in this place, then we might have a better shot at the endurance, the perseverance, the persistence. And then together we find a place of humility because we've reached a place together without pulling one or the other down. for a second, tap into the sensation you get when you see a beautiful sunset, or you went on a hike and you looked out. You went to a hotel, an apartment, a place in the city. You drove over a bridge and you looked at the skyline of New York or any other city, other place, and you were like, wow. Something that wowed you. You were in the ocean, and that feeling that you get when the first wave is coming and you're like, do I dive in? Do I try to go over? Or is that wave going to crush me, where I feel like I'm in the washing machine and you don't know which way is up? It's easy to be awed and inspired when we have moments like that, right? But it's not always easy when we're just sitting at our desk, when we're relaxing on the couch, when we lay down to sleep. But reminding ourselves that there is something we must maintain. And that is what gives us, that's what enables us to persevere. That there are going to be highs and there are going to be lows. There are going to be things that are sacred, special, holy, and things that are super mundane. I might call them boring. Even my 3-year-old says, I'm so bored. Or, that's so boring. Really, you're 3. So, I don't know. Or, when I arrived for services today at Rabbi Jay's house and my niece was on the couch and said, I'm so bored. Meanwhile, her activity just stopped 3 minutes ago. But there's got to be a realization that in order for us to persevere, in order for us to have endurance, that there has to be those highs and there has to be those lows. And that's what brings us to a place of this middle line. Maintaining that feeling of excitement even as it reaches middle. Not to wipe it away. You're in a situation, somebody comes to you and says, wow, you're so good at whatever, or that was really awesome, or I really enjoyed that, whatever it was. Those moments where you feel that in your heart, in your mind, the emotions that are like, yes. We can't allow that to come and go, and in the moments it goes, to feel in the toilet, to feel with our head in the sand. We have to feel like, hey, we're going to have moments that are like this, and we're going to have moments that are like this. But what brings us to really feel, to remind ourselves that, you know what, from a simple perspective of Hod, simple, is that there are highs and lows in life. And if you take a high and you take a low, you find yourself in the middle. That's what gets us to where we need to go. That gives us to say, you know what? Hey, this moment's not so great, but the other moment was really good. And so you know what? Along the line, there'll be more of those moments. Endurance within presence, Netzach Shebahod, reminds us of this. The energy that we need to get from one place to the other is the energy that sustains us in the high and the low, and that energy is the presence of oneness. We are one human family, one heart of abundant love. We love you. You love us. There is a place of trust that surrounds us with love. Psalm 32 on day 32, verse 10 says, trust surrounds us with love. That is the love that we have for one another. That is the love that we have for tradition. That is the love that we have that says, hey, we're here. We're here to count. Let us be cleared of all the debris that is in the way of the light that surrounds us, the light that shines through us. May we be cleared of the debris. May we be cleaned with holiness, with spirituality, with authenticity. May there be abundant beauty for us and for the flow of the world. Let us find our way on this day, day 32. For those of you, we can't count it yet. For those of you that know what's coming tomorrow, is the minor holiday of Lag BaOmer. So I'll be in a different location tomorrow night when we do Havdalah, when we do counting. So let's take tonight until tomorrow night to find our way in the world, to remind us of the presence within the present moment. And let's give thanks for that moment. Hi, Maxie. I love you, buddy. Have a great night, everybody. Laila Tov, Shabbat Shalom. Let's continue to do this work together. We'll see you back here 9:30 tomorrow morning, 9:30 tomorrow night, and let's keep doing this holy work. Rachel, Bonnie, Max, Samantha, Donna, Margaret, Elisa, Linda, Bet, Amy, whoever else is watching. Let's keep watching. Let's keep counting. Let's keep being. Have a good night, everybody. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Od Avinu Chai.